Hi guys, I just wanted to yap about what's coming to the channel and what's new and what is going to be happening in the near future. So, as you can tell, probably by the title, I am returning to ESO. I've, if you don't know, if you're new to my channel or haven't seen any of my old content or any of my prior content of last year, I left ESO, like I said, last year, because I wasn't having fun with the game. Plus, with the content pass happening and everything that was going on with ZeniMax and Bethesda in general, wasn't feasible for my taste. Although still did play Bethesda games. Now, since this year has happened, I've had a lot of time to think, right? I've played other games. I've streamed a lot more. So thank you for anyone who stopped by the live streams and chatted and everything. But essentially, I've decided to come back to ESO because I have decided that I wanted to. Basically, the good news is that I'm redoing my old content or going to go back to my old content. Now, what does that entail, right? Basically, when I started this channel, I started out doing Let's Plays right around May, but obviously with deleting about 100 videos or something like that, I don't really count those in hindsight, but what really got me through the early days of YouTube or my YouTube journey was doing house showcases. So I'm going to be doing house showcases again. I'm going to be doing location walkthroughs again. I'm going to be doing ESO content again. With all of that, right? And even like my first 100 subscribers, right? House showcases were really the ones that got me over the 100 subscriber mark. And if you guys are still out there, and you're still watching my videos or lurking or whatever, hey, I appreciate you a ton, and I appreciate all the subscribers that have stuck around for this long. But if you hey have moved on, that's fine too. It's not a big deal, right? But I still get comments every single day. Well, almost not every single day, but every once in a while, I still get comments on my old showcase videos, right? Apparently, YouTube still promotes them or something, right? Um, but yeah, so obviously I'm going to go back to my old content while still branching out into more things and still doing Skyrim Let's Plays and everything like that. Yes, I know that I have done more Let's Plays than anything else, and I know Let's Plays are kind of dead on YouTube, but I still want to think that some people still find enjoyment out of them. Now, in terms of Bethesda, this is another thing I want to talk about, right? Yes, I made a video, I want to say a couple months back or a month ago, or even last month. I can't actually remember when I made that video. But essentially, I talked about how Bethesda's kind of losing touch with reality, right? Or in their fan base. I mean, not, and I'm not the only one who thinks this, right? Or who thought this. A lot of people felt this way, feel this way, essentially. So, but that kind of changed when Todd Howard did an interview with, I can't remember the podcast name, but I was watching a Mr. Matty Plays video. He's kind of not biased. He has a very unbiased opinion, but he's still skeptical. But he was saying through watching this interview, apparently, where Todd Howard talked about Starfield and Fallout and Elder Scrolls 6 and how the only thing I really cared about was Elder Scrolls 6, because I know a lot of people are like very skeptical that that game would be any good, and that's a fair assumption to have. But I guess, and like there is a lot of speculative things, like a little bit of speculations going around, right? Um, but and look, Mr. Matty Plays doesn't need my shout out or anything like that. It's just a channel I like to watch on occasion. Also Luke Steffens is another channel. I think he's more critical or more in depth, I guess you can say. But regardless of that, essentially what came out of this, I guess Todd Howard's focus is solely on the Elder Scrolls 6, which is a huge plus, right? Even though he's very busy and he gets called away and everything like that, you know, and he talked about how a larger team kind of, has issues or something along those lines. I can't actually remember the details of but there were a lot of things that was said, and I guess a lot of hard hitting questions, obviously, like, um, how Starfield is going to be the sole Creation Engine 2 game, and how Elder Scrolls 6 is going to be on Creation Engine 3, right? We all get it, right? If you watch the podcast, you watch the podcast, right? But so I'm hopeful while still staying somewhat skeptical, right? It's still not skeptical, but cautious. I'm on the side of more caution than anything because all I want is a good game. That's all I want from Bethesda. All I want is a good game, um, or even halfway decent game. I'm not saying that Elder Scrolls 6 will be out of the park, right? I don't think that'll be the case. But Todd Howard, I guess, saying from, according to Mr. Mighty Plays, or I'll just name him Matty, according to him, Todd Howard said we're going to go back to the roots, which is, hey, awesome, right? Um, it's a welcome change, I guess, or a welcome sign. But again, I'm still being cautious. So we will see what happens, I guess. Now, I've been critical of Bethesda recently because of their doings. But in terms of ESO, I'll be live streaming it more. I won't be recording it as well, maybe I'll do a few recording sessions, um, I will still be in terms of ESO content. I just bought the content pass for like $12 or something. But I'll still be essentially going through the whole H zone um and completing it, in full, right? I won't be doing the trials, I won't be doing the dungeons or anything like that. Excuse me, but that's where that is at. And another thing that I wanted to also say is that there was a channel, I can't remember it was Grave something, but and I guess he got it from us, or he from a source he heard, right? He heard it from a source, not actually was told or anything like that. But I guess, and I haven't heard any other channel talk about this. Maybe it's just not been public or whatever, but I don't know. But essentially, supposedly, leave this up to speculation or any and everything. But supposedly, I guess all of the DLCs are going to be free, or all of the previous DLCs are going to be free, and all of the new DLCs are going to be free. I have no idea. This is just, you know, something that I heard. I don't know how if that's even true or not. I'm sure there's a lot more well-informed people in the ESO community that know more about that than I do. But I don't know, right? Now, with all that out of the way, so I obviously be excited. Hopefully, your guys are excited to me going back to old content. I know that my channel has kind of been taking a turn into various different kinds of content. Like I've done Pac-Man, I've done Lego Batman. I just completed Lego Batman, the video game. So if you want to check that video out, that's all well and good. But also, in terms of shouting my own stuff out, I also did a bunch of location walkthroughs yesterday, not recently, but yesterday or Tuesday, but I uploaded them on Wednesday. Um so if you wanted to go check those videos out, they're all there. I haven't changed anything or anything like that. So there's that. Um but in terms of other stuff, right? In terms of where the channel is going, I'll still, like I said, I'll still be going to um doing I'll be doing older content that kind of got me to the dance essentially, while also going more more into variety, and I'll be live streaming more, so be look out for the live streams and everything, um as well as various different let's plays and everything like that. Now I know my channel has kind of gone through various different rebrandings. Honestly, I don't really call the previous rebrandings. Um, but if you guys are new to the channel and don't know the history of my channel, right? Fenrir Frostwolf was not my first name of this channel. It was actually Emperor Lorkhan. I created out of the blue because Lorkhan is a god in the Elder Scrolls, and I thought that was cool. It didn't stick with me. Even though I liked it at the time, it did not stick with me, and so I experimented. The early days of my channel, like the first 2 years of my channel, right, was more or less, well, I guess the first year or so was more or less me experimenting and finding out what my channel wanted to be, right? Uh, and so Emperor Lorkhan was kind of like a placeholder, I guess. And so what I ended up doing is that going into more wolf style names, right? Like obviously I'm not gonna go through all of them, but like something like ending in Wolfie or starting in Wolfie, or you know what I'm saying? Obviously I landed on Fenrir Black Wolf, which was the channel that most, like, I guess the new subscribers kind of know me as, or somewhat new subscribers. Um, but finding out that there was another channel by that name kind of put a damper on it. I wanted to rebrand, but while still keeping the Fenrir name. So Fenrir Frostwolf is now the official name of the channel. Um, so, uh, what else? And look, if you're coming into this channel, looking for something specific, but finding out that I do a lot of Elder Scrolls content, I'm sorry to say that I'm not. And look, if you're looking for something that, oh, like well edited videos or, very entertaining and everything like that, I'm like, you know, I just have to say that one, I'm not entertaining, right? I find things that are funny. I find things disgusting. I'm disgusted by things that I find disgusting. I laugh at things that I find funny, right? You know, I find ways to entertain myself, even though I myself am not entertaining. Um, I and in terms of editing videos, I do little to no editing on my videos. More on the line of no editing. I hit record, like I'm. This is just a recording video. This is raw footage that I've done for 3 years. And I know that's not really the most, I guess, stable way, to do YouTube, but that's just what I do, right? But uh I hit record, I do the video, I hit record, and that's it. I upload the video, raw footage and all. That's what I've always done. And if you're looking for a channel that's like, oh, spectacular, I wonder what this channel is about, or anything like, and I'm like, he's kind of boring, so I'll just, unsubscribe. That's fine. You don't want to stick around. That's fine. But just keep in mind, this is the expectation that I have set for myself. Um, I don't plan on doing any editing in the near future. I just don't. But in terms of like music and copyright stuff, maybe I'll do a little bit of editing, like muting music that may get copyrighted in the future. Um, so yeah, just keep that in mind, that if you're coming to this channel or you're watching this video afterwards, just know that you won't find any spectacular editing here, right? Whatever happens in these videos happens. I don't plan on editing. I don't plan on, like, even my thumbnails are like, I guess you can say, very half-assed. Like I pull up PowerPoint and I make the thumbnail. I take a picture of like a landmass or whatever, or I find a picture on the internet of the game that I'm playing, and I just edit it in PowerPoint. That's all I do. My channel is not that fancy, right? I am not that technically savvy. I don't use anything else, right? I am very much simplistic. I am a very simple man. So if you're looking for something like that, I'm sorry, I can't help you. I don't know what to tell you. So, but anyways, that's what my channel is, right? And that's what my channel always was, and that's what my channel will continue to be. Um, so yeah, so that's I. Oh, and then like obviously like for me personally, I have a lot of fears, right? I'm afraid of heights. I'm afraid of just a kind of like an off subject thing. I'm afraid of heights. I'm afraid of spiders, right? I am not that. Um, I'm just a simple guy making simple videos. That is, and you know, yeah, like I watch channels like vidIQ and everything, right? And they're very informative. Don't get me wrong, but I think the thing is that they don't speak to me from a gaming perspective, right? Um, they don't. I maybe if they made a video on, hey, how to make a successful gaming channel, like for Let's Plays and just random videos or something like that. So maybe I'll listen more, right? Because now you're speaking to me on a personal level, right? Because I'm not a vlogger. I'm not a, a cooking channel. I'm not a, I don't have the best computer. I don't have the best high tech gear. I'm just sitting in my apartment recording videos in my apartment room. That's all I'm doing right now. So, um, but yeah, vidIQ, honestly, I've used their website, and, they're very helpful sometimes, you know, um, but yeah, so anyways, that's just me yapping and, just my opinions on certain channels. Obviously, I still think vidIQ is a great source of information for anyone looking to do YouTube. Because I think they've been around for a long time, that they know what they're talking about. So, but for a channel that just does gaming, right? That just does gaming, that doesn't do anything else, right? That does gaming related things, right? I think that's one thing that I kind of disconnect with them with, is because I don't see them doing solely a gaming channel. I know they've talked to creators on things. I know they've talked to like the Spiffing Brit, which is another huge channel I like to watch. He's a very entertaining fellow. I watch Josh Drive Hayes on occasion, or at least his highlight videos. I don't watch his streams or all. I may actually hop in and say hello or whatever, but that's just my personal opinion, right? Even I think Josh Strife Hayes even said, I think when he talked to vidIQ, he said that, and this is what I always hold my hat on. Every video that I make, someone out there is going to find it reliable. Someone out there is going to find it useful. Someone out there is going to find it resourceful, right? Or entertaining, or whatever the case may be. Even if it's just one view, I may have found that one viewer may have found this video entertaining, right? I'm providing a service in his words, right? Or maybe I'm just paraphrasing, I don't know. But I hold my hat on that, because yes, that is indeed, you know, what I try to do. Like, even though it may not get, even though every video that I make may not blow up, right? Miraculously, like get like 100K or 50K, 10K views. Um, right. I mean, I have had channels that like reach 9K, 8K, 5K, whatever the case may be. Um, you know, uh, the thing is that I always hold my hat on that, because, well, I just said it. So, and it's like, yeah, even though it may not seem like it to me, like someone's going to find this video helpful, entertaining, useful in some way, shape, or form, right? May not be today, may not be tomorrow, right? The algorithm is going to do its thing and just create traction, right? So, or maybe they not find it useful. Who knows? But yeah, so obviously that's what I feel, right? Like location walkthroughs that I did yesterday or the day before and uploaded them yesterday, even though they're like very low on like in terms of like the view count, obviously some people still found them somewhat useful because people clicked on the video on the videos, right? Um, so yeah. But anyways, guys, that's I just wanted to yap about that a little bit. It's a much longer vlog, like kind of like a video update. But yeah, obviously, I'm just gonna end the recording and upload this video. So hopefully you guys found some form of entertainment for me yapping for 20 minutes and 35 seconds. So as of recording, and now it's almost 21 minutes. You get the idea. So, but yeah, I just wanted to yap about everything that's been going on recently. And, if you find my videos entertaining, hey, I appreciate you all, right? And, if you're still here after all of my, changing of channel names and everything, I still appreciate you and sticking with me for all this time. If you moved on, well, I hope you have a very fantastic life, and everything. But yeah, so I'll catch you all later, guys. Have a fantastic day. Stay safe out there. Peace.